Be careful what you are teaching. God does not believe in any abortion. If a child is not to be, he would take care of it, not man. So this is one of those areas, and I know I replied back to you with some Bible verses, but this is one of those areas where God expected you to use some common sense. Just like he had trouble with the Pharisees because they lacked common sense. This is one of those areas as well. So I had left you some Bible verses. Matthew 8:5. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. So the priest or the whoever, the family member that rapes their child, and then that child ends up pregnant, you think that is something that God is responsible for? You think that is a child in God's name? That God would use violence to say, "Oh no, this is a child in my name"? But then you want to. This is your argument, is to say, "Well, God would take care of it." No, God expected some responsibility on us too. We have a responsibility to hold, to use common sense, and to realize that you have to realize that that's a different spirit, isn't it? Now, I'm not saying that somebody that is raped and then goes on to have that child, that child is damned, but there should be a choice there. There should be a choice early on, not late in the pregnancy, but early on. Because God would never be about violence to a child or to a woman. And then people want to say, no abortion. Because as it says in Numbers 25:4-9, each of you kill those of his men who have yoked themselves to Baal or Peor. This is why God in the Old Testament gets a bad rap, because he would say, no, go, kill them all, kill their offspring. Because you kill that spirit, because it wasn't the spirit of God. Now, again, I don't want people, because I know many people end up having a baby, and it doesn't mean that baby is damned, okay? That then but God leaves that choice because the spirit of Baal committed that against that person. So it wasn't received by God. But if they go on to have it, then that's a different story. Then yes, God will honor that, but God would not be against ending it if it's early on. Again, common sense. Exodus 21:22-23. But if there is harm, you shall pay life for life. So everybody says, yeah, but the New Testament changed that. No murder. Okay, but the lack of common sense here, okay, because there was an expectation on our part to use good judgment, okay? If the spirit of this is why the problem with the whole, like the priesthood, and the problem with the people that do abuse children is that they go on to pass that spirit on to that child, and that person grows up. Not all. Many heal, but they struggle so much. But many will go on then to abuse children as well. What spirit is that? It tells you what spirit it is. It's the spirit of Baal that gets a hold of them. And then that's how the perpetuation of that cycle continues. So do you think God just wants you to not use any judgment, not use any common sense? No, that's why he would tell them, go and kill that. You have to kill that spirit off. Otherwise, it will go on to destroy everything. So I'm surprised I haven't gotten more comments coming after me about this, because the world says, no, God's against abortion. Yet then you want to say that God was, then God placed that child, that God used rape to place a child in his name in that person? No, there should be a choice here. And if the woman early on decides, or the parents with a child that gets pregnant by molestation decides that no, this is the way we should go early in the pregnancy, then that is a decision I would believe that God is okay with. God wanted common sense. The lack of common sense is the same problem that was going on with the Pharisees and Jesus. God would never place a child through rape.